So this is the place. How bad is it?
Bad.
They know about Richard?
They know everything. The messages, a recording, his driver testified.
I told you. When you told me your plan, I told you it would end like this.
You told me and then you said nothing when Mama sent money from it.
Don't put that on me.
I'm not putting anything anywhere. I'm telling you the truth. Nobody in this family told me to stop. Nobody said enough. You all took what came and asked no questions.
What does the husband want?
He moved me to the guest room. His first wife has her bedroom back. He is waiting for your family to come and discuss.
Discuss what?
What happens to me after the baby comes?
And Richard? Have you told him how serious this is?
He said he would call. He hasn't.
I will call him myself.
Ebuka!
He got my sister pregnant. He abandoned her. He sent men to intimidate witnesses. He is going to face me one way or another.
Don't do anything that makes this worse.
I am going to do what should have been done 8 months ago. Good morning. I am Chukwebuka, Ngozi's brother. I am sorry to disturb.
Good morning. Have you eaten?
No, I came straight from Owerri.
Sit down.
You are Ada?
Yes.
I am sorry for what my sister did, for what was done to you in your own home.
Eat first, talk later.
Your family should have come earlier. When I sent word, I know our father is unwell. He doesn't know the full story. I came so he wouldn't have to. The situation is this. Your sister is 2 months from delivery. DNA results will confirm paternity after the birth. Until then, I am not going to throw a pregnant woman onto the street. That is not who I am. What does that mean practically? It means she stays in the guest room. She is fed. She is cared for. When the baby comes, if the DNA confirms what I believe, then we discuss next steps with both families present. And if the DNA shows the baby is yours, then I will face that when I face it. I called Richard Okafor this morning. And he denied everything. Said the recording was fabricated. Said my sister was a troubled woman making false accusations. I expected that. Emeka, I know you have no reason to believe anything I say, but I want you to know I did not know the full extent of what Ngozi was planning. I knew she was seeing a married man. I knew she was pregnant. I did not know she intended to pass the child off as another man's. If I had known, I would have stopped her or tried. Would you have succeeded? Honestly, probably not, but I would have tried.
The roses, you planted them 3 years ago. They are beautiful. They nearly died. When you came, nobody watered them. Ada, I need to say something to you. Say it then. What I did coming into your home the way I did, taking your room, your furniture, talking to you the way I talked to you. I told myself you were in my way. I told myself you were the obstacle between me and safety, between my baby and a father. Ades, I made you into a villain in my own story so I could do what I did without feeling it, but you were never the villain I was. Why are you telling me this? Because I am 2 months from having a child. And I look at you, the way you protect yours already, the way you fought for it, the way you stayed. And I think I want to be that kind of mother. And I cannot become that carrying all of this with me. The child is innocent, Ngozi. Whatever you did, that baby did nothing. Make sure your child knows that from the very beginning. Whatever happens with Richard, whatever happens with Emeka, whatever happens with this family, make sure your child never feels like they are somebody's mistake. How are you this? How are you so? Because I have a child to raise. And hatred is too heavy to carry into that.
You set up the meeting? Tomorrow morning. Neutral location. Just you, me, and Pascal Eze. The wife? Not the wife. Not yet. What does he want? He hasn't said explicitly. But Richard, if he has that recording, what he has, I know what else. I need to know what it will take to make this go away quietly. Some things cannot be made to go away quietly. Everything can be made to go away quietly for the right price. He is here. Richard Okafor. He just checked into Grand Hotel Enugu. Don't approach him. Don't let him see you. Just watch. Uncle Pascal, if he tries to buy his way out of this, he will find that some things in Enugu cannot be bought. Trust me. Go home. Rest. Tomorrow we finish this.
So that night, around 9 p.m., Adis was in the master bedroom. Calm. Seated on the bed. Reading. Then there was a knock. She didn't even look up. Come in. The door opened. And Emeka stepped in, and for a moment, he just stood there, looking at her, on the bed, their bed, the same bed he hadn't slept in for weeks. Then he finally spoke. Can I sit? Adis didn't say anything dramatic. She simply gestured. To the chair by the window, not the bed, the chair. He understood. He went there and sat down, now both of them. Just looking at each other, then Emeka spoke again. I listened to the recording. Adis nodded slightly. I know. He swallowed every word. Silence, heavy silence. Then Emeka leaned forward slightly and said, Ada, I need to ask you something. And I need you to answer honestly, not to protect me. Not to be kind. Honestly. Adis didn't flinch, ask. And then he asked the question that had been sitting between them for weeks. Do you still want this marriage? That question, it didn't just land, it stayed there, hanging. Adis slowly closed her book, looked down at her hands, at her wedding ring, still there. She never removed it, not once, through everything. Then she looked up and said, I want the marriage I thought I had. The man I married, the one who carried me through that door and said forever. I want that man. Emeka didn't interrupt, he just listened, because he knew. This was the truth. Then she continued, but that man has been gone for a long time, Emeka. And I don't know if he still exists. Or if what's left of him is enough to build something real on. That one landed deep. Emeka nodded slowly. He accepted it. Then he said, I am going to prove he still exists. Adis' voice softened. But not in a weak way, in a firm way. Don't prove it to me with words. I have had 7 years of your words. She picked up her book again, then added, prove it with mornings. One at a time. That line, that was the standard. Emeka sat there for a moment, processing it, then he stood up, walked to the door, paused, turned back slightly and said, "The doctor's appointment. Your antenatal. I want to come." Adis looked up, there was a flicker of surprise, but she didn't let it show, she simply said, "Wednesday. 9 o'clock. He nodded, walked out, closed the door behind him, and Adis just sat there, staring at that closed door, then slowly. She placed her hand on her stomach and whispered, "Your father is trying. Let's see if he means it." That same night, 11 p.m., Ngozi was in the guest room, wide awake, she couldn't sleep, she sat at the edge of the bed, holding her phone, then finally. A message came in, from Richard, "I am in Enugu. Meeting tomorrow. This will be handled." She read it again, "This will be handled." And in that moment, she understood, she was the one being handled, she was the problem, the inconvenience, the loose end. She dropped the phone, lay back, then suddenly, the baby kicked, hard, she gasped, placed both hands on her belly, and whispered, "Easy. Easy, baby." Another kick, stronger, and for a second, she almost smiled, then she said softly, "You are strong. You know that. Whatever else, you are strong." She lay there in the dark, at the edge of everything, but still holding on, because of those kicks, because something inside her, something she didn't expect, wanted to be better. She didn't know if it was too late, in fact. She felt like it probably was, but still, she held onto the kicks. Elsewhere in the house, Uncle Pascal was awake, midnight, seated at a small desk, phone, notebook, prayer beads, everything laid out. He had done his work, he had spoken to Barrister Amoka Ose, one of the sharpest family lawyers in Enugu. She was ready, he had everything, the recordings, the screenshots, Chidi's signed statement, Ifeoma's testimony, everything. He closed his notebook, picked up his prayer beads, and began to pray, quietly, not for show, not for anyone to hear, just a man who had done all he could, and was now leaving the rest to God, and he whispered, "Let truth prevail. Not our truth. Not their truth. The truth. Let it prevail." The house was silent, completely still, peaceful, at least, for that night. Morning came, 6 a.m., Adis woke up before her alarm. She didn't rush, she just lay there for a moment, listening, birds, the compound, the quiet life waking up. Then she got up, dressed, went to the kitchen, made tea, stood by the window, looking at her garden, her roses, still alive. Then she heard footsteps. Emeka, he walked in, already dressed, he saw her, didn't say anything, just went to the kettle, made his own tea, then came to stand beside her, close, but not too close, both of them, looking at the garden, in silence. But this silence, it wasn't empty, it meant something, because for the first time in a long time, they were standing together. Then Emeka spoke, softly, "Today. The meeting with Richard." Adis didn't turn, "I know about the meeting." He nodded, then said, "Whatever happens." She turned and looked straight at him, and said, "Whatever happens, tell the truth. Whatever it cost. Tell the truth." He held her gaze, then asked, "Even if it hurts us?" And Adis answered simply, "Especially then." She picked up her tea, walked away to start breakfast, and Emeka just stood there, watching her, like a man who was finally beginning to understand what he had, and how close he came to losing it.
And now, everything is set. Richard Okafor is already in Enugu. He came to buy silence. Uncle Pascal, he came to sell nothing. Chukwuebuka is watching. Barrister Amoka is ready, and somewhere, in a hotel room, Richard is about to find out something very important. The truth in Enugu doesn't have a price.